Welcome back. In this episode, I'll be completing the miscellaneous Ald'ruhn quests of Ienas Sarandus. So if you speak to some of the NPCs here in Ald'ruhn, such as Gildan here, about little secrets, they may mention Ienas Sarandus and his debt problems with several shopkeepers in town. Now this video is actually dealing with 5 different quests initiated by 5 different quest givers, but they're all basically interconnected duplicates of one another, so I'm including them in the same video. Now if you speak to any of those 5 shopkeepers about work, they'll tell you about Ienas Sarandus and how he purchased items from the shopkeepers but hasn't fully paid for them. So they'll ask you to collect the remaining debt owed or return with the items.
Go ahead.
Now there are 2 ways to complete this quest. You can kill Ienas and take the goods off of his body and return with them to the shopkeepers, and that will get you a total reward from the 5 shopkeepers of 200 gold septims, but their dispositions with you will drop by 20 points each because they don't approve of you killing him. Alternatively, you can convince Ienas to hand over the goods, and that can be accomplished in a few different ways. So if your disposition with him is 60 or higher, it will open up a speech option allowing you to convince him to hand over the goods. Or if you have bottles of Flynn, Grief, Cyrodiilic brandy, or a copy of Sarandus' sermons in your inventory, that will also open up the speech option, allowing you to convince Ienas to hand over the goods. If you use Sarandus' sermons, it will also give a disposition boost of 30 to Ienas, but since he isn't involved in any other quests for the rest of the game, it's a fairly useless bonus. However, since there is a copy of Sarandus' sermons on a desk beside Ienas, it's a fairly easy way to accomplish the task required. Now, there are 2 additional speech options always available to the player, and those are to threaten Ienas to take the goods by force, or to take no immediate action, and both of those options will give you additional journal entries but don't affect the quest in any other way. So here's a copy of Sarandus' sermons, opening up the additional speech option, allowing you to convince Ienas to hand over the goods. And once he hands over the goods, he'll move permanently to the temple, and you are free to return those goods to each of the individual shopkeepers for their rewards. Now if you chose to convince Ienas, your total reward will be 150 gold septims. It's not 200 because the clothier, who would normally give 50 gold septims, is bugged. Her script is bugged and she only gives the player her 50 gold if you choose to kill Ienas. Additionally, each of the shopkeepers will have their dispositions raised by 40 points if you choose to convince Ienas. So just to summarize, if you kill Ienas, you'll get 200 gold, but minus 20 disposition to each of the shopkeepers. If you convince Ienas, you'll get 150 gold, but plus 40 disposition boosts to each of the shopkeepers. So there you have it. I'll see you next time.